Welcome everybody, my name is Michael, and today we are discussing about a question I was asked a few days ago on live stream. What can I do with $500? Probably this was referring to cryptocurrency. However, this video we're going to discuss about both cryptocurrency and traditional investments such as stocks, commodities, gold. Well, what can you really do with $500? And is it an amount that actually can lead to something much greater? So without further ado, let's discuss. In my honest opinion, and this is just my opinion, this will vary. A lot of people would actually agree with me on this. Some may disagree, especially in the cryptocurrency community. There's going to be some YouTubers out there. They're going to say, yeah, take any amount of money you have, $100, even $50, $20, $2, and invest it all in cryptocurrency. Invest it in Bitcoin, invest in Ethereum, and usually those are the lower risk bets. I agree with them that yes, investing into Bitcoin is usually going to be a safer and more reasonable option, especially for a newbie, for somebody who has to ask, should I invest? Where am I going to invest? Usually they aren't doing their own research or they're very new to this, and it's okay. It's perfectly fine to ask questions. But a novice investor, if they start going into something like DeFi, which they have no clue what is going on over there, they have no idea how, when, where, how much to buy, when should they sell. In a bull market, it is easy to make money, but it's also easy to make mistakes, even if you've made a fair amount of profit, where in cryptocurrency, it usually beats out stocks and commodities. A lot of people are used to 10-20% gains in normal markets, and here it sometimes can go up to 1,000%. But for a novice, that may be a little bit too much. Suddenly a switch might go through their heads, and if they were being safe before, they want to be greedy. And this is a huge mistake, which we're going to discuss in a future video. But somebody who's new to this doesn't know when to sell, because even the experts don't know when to sell, exactly how it'll crash, when it will crash, how long a bear market cycle or a bull market cycle will last. Nobody even knew when altcoin season would start, if it even started right now. Bitcoin recently had a correction from $34,600 to below $30,000. It was one of the largest corrections since March of last year. Now, this correction is due to a lot of people suddenly making a bunch of money, doubling, tripling, maybe even quadrupling their investment, usually within a few months, which is great for them. They might have invested even millions of dollars, and for them, that is the cutoff point. They decided, I'm going to sell maybe 50%, maybe even 100% of everything, sell high, and then buy back in when everything's at a lower price. And you right now might be investing, even if Bitcoin goes to $100,000 later on, this may not be the perfect moment to buy. There may be a better moment. For example, there's people who bought at $34,600, then the next day at $30,000 or at $29,800, even some people would have been able to save a bunch of money. So you might buy in at the wrong time, you might sell at the wrong time. And while it's easy for you to make money, a profit in a bull market, what can you make? What's 10%? What's 50% even? What's 100%? Let's say you double your money. When we're dealing with $500, unless you live in Venezuela, $500 for an American, for a UK-based citizen, where most of my audience is from, Canada, Australia, wherever you are, $500, 500 euros, 500 GBP, it's not a lot of money. Because even if you doubled it, if you bought it right now at $31,000, you'd have to sell at $62,000 or maybe even $63,000 to pay off the fees. So what? If that was $500 million, then hey, suddenly you're a billionaire, but $500 additional. The phone that I'm recording with costs more money than that. Your latest iPhone is probably $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. The MacBooks that we're using, $2,000, $3,000. That extra $500 that you got is great gas money. That's great to pay for some bills. You might feel a little overconfident though, and you might lose that few $100s pretty quickly, because without knowledge, and knowledge is power, you won't know what to do with your money. I made that mistake a few years ago. A lot of novice investors make their mistake. The worst thing is when you feel overconfident because you just made a bunch of money, and even if it's $500, if you doubled it, you feel great, because you won't get that in the normal stock market, at least not in the same rapid rate as we get in cryptocurrency. So what can you do to stop this? What can you do to lock in that profit and actually figure out and know when you should buy in? Learn and There's a lot of free information out there. There's a lot of free tutorials on YouTube, on forums, on Bitcoin Talk. If you check in and just watch the news every single day, go on Reddit, go on CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, CoinMarketCap, the news articles, just read through, look at the headlines. You'll know who the big players are. You'll know what moves are being made in the markets. And then when you have time, you can research each company, each individual, go in depth, look into the history of some coins. But this is going to take you months and maybe even years to fully understand certain topics. This is a huge industry, so what's a quick way to speed it up? Purchasing courses, purchasing college classes, purchasing books, purchasing time with mentors. Someone who's actually an expert can teach you very quickly what you need to know. Maybe you're not going to soak in everything because there's just going to be too much information at first, but that $500 would actually make you more money. Even if you tripled or quadrupled, you probably just got lucky with that. Very few people though are going to achieve those results. You might get 10%, you might get 30% if this is one of your first times. And an extra $50, it doesn't really matter whether it's $550, $600, $1,000, $1,200 even. Because that $500, if you took it, instead of going into the stock market or in crypto or any traditional investments, don't even talk about Forex and futures and all this, which is way, way, way too risky in DeFi for the average person, even for experienced investors. If you took that money, and obviously college is going to be a little expensive. If you're abroad, you can get community college in America for a few $1,000s, or in Europe, a few $1,000 usually pays for English or international classes, so you should be good. If you're a citizen in the EU, you're going to get free classes, so that might be even better. But you could use that $500 to pay for books. You could use that $500 to help transform your view about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrency, understand it better. You might take some programming classes. Some of these courses are going to be expensive. Don't get anything that costs a few $1,000s. But even if you go on Udemy, you can get stuff that's like $10, $20 a piece. You can look into each individual cryptocurrency. You can understand it better. Not every course, of course, will be good, but look it up online first. Research it should you invest your $10, $20 in this. And it's going to take you into a position where a few years from now, you might be working in a cryptocurrency, or you might be working in some field that's going to be paying you a lot more money. Obviously, it's going to cost you more than $500, but that $500 is an initial investment into your own education. So if you invested that $500 into yourself, into your own education, that could be a stepping stone towards the next career that you're going to be in. And then it might be 100x 10 years down the line when you're making $100,000 as a programmer or developer, you're interested in cryptocurrencies. And at that point, $500 won't matter to you because you're going to be investing $1,000 to $2,000 per month of your paycheck into cryptocurrency. And if it continues to keep growing, at that point, you will have the money to pay for more mentorship, for more courses, for more books, to go back to college to learn about finance and the financial side of crypto, because there's two sides of crypto. There's the financial side, the investing side, and the programming side, the developing side, how to create it, the miners, all the technical stuff. So think practically. You're probably not going to be the next Warren Buffett. You just might be, but it's better to take your risk and lower it as much as possible. Take the time, be patient, don't worry. If these are cycles, if you really believe in Bitcoin, if you really believe in cryptocurrency, you are going to make money eventually with it. My best recommendation for you, if you really enjoy this space, you want to be here still 2, 3, 5 years from now, just as I've been involved with this for a few years now, I've made some good money. I've lost money as an investor, but I've made good money as a marketer for cryptocurrency, as an educator, as an advisor. Now I want to take a different path. I want to go into computer science. I want to be a programmer because I understand marketing. It's okay. Programming is going to pay a lot. Just look at cryptojobs.com or crypto.jobs or even on Indeed or Monster and look at how much blockchain developers are getting paid. It's going to make your jaw drop. So you could start saving for your retirement. That's also a different route. If you took $500 into a good mutual fund, and there's a common example, just 10% growth every year. Yes, the S&P 500, yes, funds and all this stuff and crypto. If you just invested it and reinvested and take the low risk, safe route, after 40 years, you're going to hit over $1 million and great. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Some people will take that route. But at the beginning, if you just invested into your education and then 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, as you're working in it, in blockchain, you're able to make a lot more money. Then you're able to invest $100,000 into crypto and you're going to have a lot more money in your retirement fund. You're going to have a lot more money. You might be able to even retire early. We're going to have more videos about how to get possibly a programming job, how to get into this. Follow me on my journey. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. This is just my opinion. So you, of course, are able to take the $500 and invest in Bitcoin right now. But even if you double it, just think about what I said. And of course, it's risky. Don't invest with money that you can't afford to lose. First of all, have an emergency fund. Bye.